Hey, heidi ho to everybody out there in beer land. It's your old pal John here with Vic Spalo. What does it rhyme with, Vic?
Rhymes with J-Lo, my friend.
It certainly does.
Hey,
It's Dr.
everybody.
the Beer Scene live on a lovely Wednesday night in the year that never ends, 2020. I want to start off the show real quick. I had some good news today that for those of you who know me, Tara, the Mrs. Beer Scene, has been studying very hard while I've been drinking beer for her master's degree. And today she officially passed her boards, and she has all the honors and accolades that go with her being a full-fledged dosimetry person, dosimetrist, and can play a junior physicist in the cancer center. And I'm very proud of her. And it's been a long 3 years, so congrats. She's probably not even watching. So, I mean, whatever. So cheers, Tara. Congrats. So look, we have some news. I just teased it a little bit really quick. And I think Jordan Crawford, who's coming on later from Circle Liquors, we're going to have our friend Scott from Keg Barrel Homebrew Supplies on. But Jordan kind of teased this last week when he brought a beer out from our friends from The Seed. And hot off the news presses about an hour ago, a little bit of announcement that they're going to be open tomorrow for cans, for takeout only. No inside seating yet. But we are very, very excited for our friends over there, Amanda and Sean and all the people that put that together over there. They've done a great, great job. We're very looking forward to their beer. I know Jordan, who's smiling down there in the green room that you can't see, has already, somehow got a hold of some of it. But I guess that's what happens when you're the big beer guy in South Jersey, that you get a little bit of special treatment. But we plan to have them on a future show. They're just pretty busy right now. I tried to bribe them, but it wasn't working because I don't really have anything they need, I guess. But congrats to them. I also want to touch on the homebrew contest.
John, we did have them several months ago on the Basement Zoomcast,
which you can still see on YouTube. For those of you who are watching on YouTube right now, you'll see it. You can go back and check it out. It was a great show. Amanda and Sean, excuse me, they're two of the nicest people I know. They have done a lot of collaborations with a lot of people. I'm really looking forward to what they're bringing to the table. I want to mention really quick as well, the Harvest Homebrew Contest. We're still accepting some applications and entries, and I don't know, Vic, we got some significant amount of entries, and you're not allowed, but what are you drinking tonight?
Allowed, but just to let you know, this is an amber I brewed, and even it's not in the contest, but this is, I think we probably have a few ambers that were entered already, right, John?
Yeah, well, who is Amber and how did you brew her?
Amber is the color of my energy, John.
Yeah, that was man. All right, we're gonna end that segment right there because we really have nothing else to say. We were talking about we had John Moorhead on Vic's Zoomcast, and it was a fun Zoomcast. John Moorhead, talk about John real quick.
Yeah, John is the competitions director for the American Home Brewers Association, parent company, which is the Brewers Association. We had him on Ocean County Home Brewers meeting on a Zoom, and Richard and I did a Zoomcast with John, talked about the upcoming GABF competition. He also was very instrumental and helped me out a lot with organizing the brews and helping me with the actual Harvest Homebrew Competition, which is an AHA-sanctioned competition. So we did the Zoomcast, and it was recently shared on the American Home Brewers Association page and site, which is about 95,000 followers. So really nice exposure, and it was great having John on. A lot of insightful ideas about home brewing and just about competitions in general.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Thanks, Mr. Gary Pax there. That is pretty cool. Mrs. SJB Scene and B Scene. I'm the B Scene. And I think Gary might have got an entry or so into the contest there. So we're going to move on a little bit. So that's kind of the news that's going on, the Seed of being a big deal. There's also something going on with the house that beer built here in Cape May County. It's a project that has all the breweries involved. There's going to be a party next Saturday night at Mud Hen. I'll have more information for you for next week. We're having a little organization meeting on that on Friday. So I have a little bit more information. But it's a really cool project. All of the breweries in Cape May County have come up with a beer, and it's going to be available to all the breweries in different ways, shapes, and forms. and it's a porter, and you can use, and Lars Fudge is going to be involved in it as well. So we'll have a little bit more for that. But let's bring on our guest. Our guest tonight, first guest we're going to have is Scott, and it looks like Scott made a friend.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Scott.
What's up, gentlemen?
Scott. Hey, Scott from Keg Barrel Homebrew Supplies in Berlin. Scott is also gracious enough to be one of the sponsors of the homebrew contest, which I failed to mention, where all the proceeds are going to Brewery Strong, the organization that I'm the vice president of, and truly love what we're doing to help people with some grants and some education during this craziness that's happening here in 2020. So, Scott, welcome to the show. Who you got there with you?
Thanks, guys. This is Jack Brady.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Jack, how you doing?
Good, man.
Jack worked for us for about 3 years when we were in the old location at 73 Circle. He's also, we partnered up, and he's going to open up a 7-barrel brew house in the back of the store in the next coming year.
Yeah, and we've been kind of hearing stuff on the street here because everybody, I know we couldn't talk about it for a while, and then we didn't. What's the name of the brewery? Tell the folks out there what the brewery is going to be called.
The brewery is going to be called Sabertooth Beer Company, and
Okay.
basically the basis of it, it was kind of a joke I made about my cat. He's like an orange tabby, and he loves to bite everyone and everything. And I was like, you think you're some kind of tough guy. You're some kind of saber-toothed tiger, huh? And I kind of was like, you know what? That'd be kind of a funny name for the brewery. So
That's good.
Kind of rolling with that. I'm a big cat guy, and I know a lot of people in general, especially on the internet, are definitely big fans of weird cat stuff. So I figured, why not roll with it? Yeah.
I know Reddit, which I get on occasionally. Everybody has the cat memes going all over the place. But I think, as a person opening a brewery, it's getting tougher and tougher to find a cool name.
Yeah.
I mean, with so many breweries that are out there, and Scott, you've nurtured tons of professional brewers at this time. And I'm sure you've heard different incarnations of names, and they're coming up and talking to you about it. It seems weird. And you've been in business for about 10 years, I guess, now at this point.
Yep, 10 years.
You've seen the explosion in this industry for guys that were making beer in their kitchen, buying ingredients from you. So tell us a little bit about Keg and Barrel and how it got started.
Keg and Barrel started as me wanting to make wine, homemade wine. Actually, didn't even start as beer. I was a big beer advocate. I had gone out to Colorado, snowboarded up in Vermont, got kind of the beer bug there. When I came back down, nobody really had anywhere to buy any ingredients. So I used to sell cigars for my dad in the Berlin Farmers Market, and decided to open up a small homebrew shop to start giving out supplies and just start the overall industry. And it exploded. I mean, I just happened to be lucky in the right place at the right time. I have a business background, went to college for business. Also in local law enforcement. I've been doing that for the last 16 years. So kind of it's been a hobby as well as a business. Been lucky to have guys like Jack that have come and worked for me. Rich Palme, which was one of the owners of Village Idiot in Burlington. He worked for me for a few years. Dan Borelli, who owns Chimney now in Hamilton, owns his own brewery. So, I could you can draw a line from Burlington South, and I'm going to say 70% of those guys started either in my store in a class from one of us, buy ingredients from us. We've all kind of had this ride, and it's been awesome.
We talked to a lot of guys that started there, and Vic is I have to mention every week because it's one of Vic's biggest accomplishments. He's the president of the Ocean County Home Brewers Association.
Okay, yep.
And you know why? Because there's one vote and he controls it.
Yeah.
He burns the ballot boxes. He throws out all the stuff into the dumpsters, and he wins every year.
Normally, right?
One vote. It's either one vote or, like I said, when they asked for the president, they said, "Who wants to do it?" And everyone else stepped back, and I was stuck with it. So, Scott, you've been in the new location for, I guess, is it about a year now? You've been at the new location?
We're going to finish 2 in January. Yeah, we'll start our 3rd year in the new location on the Pike, the old shoe building, which is where we're at right now.
Yeah, and it's a nice building, and the brewing area in the back is really a nice brew area back there.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy with it. Should be a lot of fun. Should be something really cool and unique for the town and for the state, just for the industry in general.
Who's this Gina Hinman lady that's saying, "Hey, Vic"?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Gina.
How are you?
Gina's somewhat related to Scott somehow. I'm not sure how it works, but
Something
Gina's,
like that.
hey, Gina, thanks for turning in. As somebody who owns a homebrew shop, was it always your dream to have a brewery, to participate in a brewery?
Yes.
And do that?
So that was always my plan was always to be able to have a homebrew shop and again, a small, just craft brewery, small 3-5 barrel, really specialized with specialty yeast, specialty hops, things that none of the big guys were doing. And unfortunately, being in law enforcement, I could not do that. I've tried a long time and figured out just different ways of how I could still do it. Just didn't work out. So after sitting and brainstorming with Jack one day, he just said, well, how about we just split the building and I do it? So, I still kind of get to do my dream and still help a friend, along the way. So we're both going to now take this ride together.
Yeah, I got the website popped up here, and I mean, you can get, just about anything you can get everything that you need. You get your equipment, you got your ingredients. You guys are part of the AHA. I mean, you guys know your stuff and a lot more stuff. And it's not just beer. You guys also do some wine and other kinds of stuff. So it's a kind of cool thing. So guys or ladies that you're looking to brew, this is a good place to start. I mean, we have several great home brew shops, and they're kind of spread out in such a way that, that they pull from certain areas, and Keg and Barrel certainly should be on your list if you're looking to get into it or just want to see somebody who has some different stuff laying around there and get some different spins on things. I know Vic visits everybody.
They get great supplies, everything. I was actually just there yesterday. I bought, some materials there, but great selection of products, product supplies, etc. there. So really fantastic place, very knowledgeable people there. Even if Scott's not there, one of the folks who's got working there really know what they're talking about and can help you out.
Yeah, and it's been a tough time. So talk a little bit about COVID. We've had a couple other homebrewers shops come on, and they see a spike or this and that. How have things changed for you as a small business owner here in the state?
Yeah, rolling. Our busy season rolls pretty much September till almost the summertime. So we finish up Christmas, we get ready to start February, and then COVID hits. At the time, I had not had an actual online store that you could purchase and I could ship out. So it was something that I really was working hard through the fall of last year to get accomplished. Literally, it had come out online in January. It was a saving grace. It literally helped me get through all of the COVID process.
And I'm going to share that again real quick because I didn't do that justice. I mean, it really is a pretty good complete website. Let me just get that up. And you can keep talking, Scott. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. So like I said, that we were able to come online and offer literally just I literally had to plug in every single item that I carry in the store. So you're talking 1,200-1,500 items and having literally every single picture, every single narrative, all had to be inputted by me. So literally that comes online, COVID hits, they start shutting all the businesses down. Unfortunately, my employees, they didn't feel safe. So I ended up doing pretty much double duty, working the shop, working my main job, and literally just had curbside pickup. I didn't let anybody in the store, but they could still literally come to the door, ask me what they needed, especially with everybody being home. So it was a balance of keeping the store with inventory coming through. Luckily I have a really good connection with my suppliers, so we were able to really keep things online. And then once everything kind of picked back up, it's been a nice transition. A lot of customers coming back, and that was kind of nice too, because over the last few years with craft beer blowing up and then the different breweries coming online, I felt a lot of people were starting to steer away from it. Just because of the amount of variety that you could find either out in your local liquor store, brewery. Mm-hmm. They just were kind of like, the kids were getting older. They haven't had the time. Everybody's got sports and busy. So people weren't brewing as much as they were back in our early days. So, that was somewhat of a hit that I had to take. I had to adapt. And like I said, I think we're really on an upswing with COVID, again, with now the online store. With Jack coming online, it really gives us kind of a future, something to look forward to. I think people come in, maybe they might not be interested in homebrewing. They love craft beer. They hang out in the brewery, and then, we're sort of a gift shop out front. So then that kind of starts the beer bug, like, I can make my own beer now too. Cool. Then you kind of stroll in the shop, and we can walk into a 1 gallon kit. We can walk into a 5 gallon kit. You decide you want a bottle, you want to do draft. We have those options too. I mean, it's, anytime I've been in sales for a long time. So anytime I wait till a customer comes in and asks me what they want, and then I try to match what they're looking for. And then we just kind of grow, and they look forward to coming in every single week, asking about new ingredients, asking, troubleshooting, going through problems that they might've had. And, there's either people floating through the shop that'll have the answer, employees will have the answer, or we'll find the answer.
Yeah. And that's the shop obviously behind you. And it's set up, I have heard that it's set up very nicely, and it's very, very, very clean. And like, we think of like ingredient stores, like I'm thinking like bake, different stops. The place is really organized. And I think that's you could go and actually browse. And I think in a lot of these homebrew shops, you can't really browse. It's like kind of picking through boxes and where it is. So I've heard, I had to do a little bit of research because I don't brew beer for the reason that you said. All my friends do. Why do I need to brew beer? I can go get it from them. So speaking of beer, I want to bring Jordan on right now because we're going to do a little bit of a beer review here. And I'm going to bring you in here, Jordan. It's our friend Jordan from Circle Liquors. He's the Brewmeister Buyer Supreme.
Brewmeister Buyer Supreme. That's pretty good.
I give you a new title every week, so I'm going to put you on the full screen here. So you and I were visited by Fun Bobby today, and
yes,
I think
it's always a good time when Bobby comes by.
So for those of you who don't know, that Fun Bobby is Rob Callahan, and I'm going to put you on here solo, Jordan. Let's talk about the beer that you got there tonight.
What we're tasting here is Conflicted Emotions from Tuckahoe. There's sour IPA with guava and passion fruit. This beer will put you back with Tuckahoe. It'll make you want to drink their beer. It'll make you want to try their beer. It'll make you want to revisit them. This is 6.7% up front on the nose. You get hops. It's Galaxy and Mosaic hop on the front of the palate and mid palate, all hops. It cleans up on the back end with the guava and the passion fruit. It's just an easy drinking beer. It's beautiful. It's fresh. It's vibrant. Canned today, this morning. So this is just a great beer. Go out, find it. I should have it by the weekend, I believe. Bobby, I hope so. But it's just a great beer.
Yeah, and I happen to have a visit from the beer fairy myself, and I'm just want to look at this great Mike Bell artwork.
The artwork is killer. Killer
artwork. Mike Bell really went above and beyond on this one, and I think Tuckahoe gets a bad rap a little bit. Yeah. I think that we think of our first experience with something, and then what's the next shiny new thing.
100%.
A lot of these brewers have been here for a long time. I think Tuckahoe gets a bad rap. I think sometimes Flying Fish gets a bad rap. I think sometimes Cape May even gets a bad rap because they've been around for so long. They were some of the first people to do this. And everybody knows Rob's my friend. Yeah. But that I would be harder on their beer than I would be on anybody else's beer. I will say this, over the last couple of years, the variety, the changes that have been made, and they still have their great old New Brighton Stout, those old recipes that we enjoy, but the new stuff that they've been pumping out of there has been really interesting. Yeah. Really, really interesting.
Like they had the cherry sour, they just did the pineapple sour, and then they had this. It's beautiful beer.
When they kick
I brought everybody back in, and so sour IPA. Scott, why don't you talk to us a little bit about sour IPA? What and Jack, people have gone crazy with sours, and now sour IPAs. Is that even a real category?
I mean,
or is
I've had a handful of them, and I'd say that, like, I guess for what they were going for, it was enjoyable and it was nice. I'm not necessarily into something that's sour and also bitter, but I've had.
It's weird though. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not real bitter. Well, I've had some that were like, hey, 60 IBUs and sour. I'm like, this is too much. And I've had ones that were like 10 IBUs, hop forward, but sour and actually pretty enjoyable.
Okay.
It's it's almost like two different beers, Jordan. Right in the beginning, you get that, oh, okay, there's some hops in this.
Yeah, you get that mosaic and that galaxy. Absolutely.
And then as it goes through, you're like, wow, that is sour. And that kick of the fruit, right?
That
as
bright
it
fruit.
goes. Yeah, it's really done well.
Yeah, well made. Absolutely.
Yeah, the flavors are split up. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, I can't drink a sour. I don't know how you can drink it. This might be a good gateway for people that are not sure if they like sours, because there is some hops in there. You get that little bit of bite, little tiny bit, and all the way through. I think I would describe it as something unique, very unique and very different.
Is that right there in your glass, Jordan?
Yeah, it's a reason to go check out Tuckahoe.
Okay.
That's it in my glass. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and not only that, I would go there and do a flight. Go there and try some of their other stuff. We just spoke of the seed and some of these recipes that they had over there. Amanda and Sean worked on when they were there. They were both part of Tuckahoe. Yeah. And they went a little bit different way. They do a lot of different stuff. But Tuckahoe as a beer company, go back to these people.
Yeah,
go back to these people that you forgot about. Go back to Tuckahoe. Go to Village Idiot.
See what they got.
Go to Spellbound.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be punished because they were here first.
Yeah.
Pick up a 6-pack of Flying Fish.
Yeah.
Flying Fish has some of the what's the beer? The Braggot they make. They make this Braggot.
The blueberry Braggot.
It's like $12 a 4-pack. It's $12 a 4-pack, and the stuff is like 13%.
High octane.
Awesome.
High octane. Yeah.
Go back and try these people out. They deserve your attention. Tuckahoe, Cape May, Glasstown. Paul's been around forever.
Awesome. Yeah, Paul's made good stuff.
I was going to taste one of his beers tonight.
And we forget it. Well, we'll do it next week. We'll get Simmons on. But I mean, we need to revisit. Jay Rose did an article for us. Jay Rose works over at Hunterdon, and he's Fear of a Craft Beer Planet. Jay wrote an article for about 2 years ago now about how we're walking past stuff on the shelves to pick up the hottest new IPA from Western, Ohio. Like, I got to have this. You're walking past these beers that made people drink beer. You're walking by some crazy good stuff to pick up some gadget IPA that's triple, quadruple dry hopped with 86 pounds of hops, and you can't even taste it because your hop burns so bad that it blows your nose out. Like,
Yeah, no.
And then you're done for the night. Like, you're shot. I'm out, shot, and that's it.
Those kind of IPAs kind of turn me off to IPAs, really. I agree. I remember when I was just like, I can't do these right now. I can't do this anymore. And I've kind of taken a step back, and I've seen some breweries that kind of do like a hybrid of the West Coast and the like the New England style or the Northeast style, whatever you want to call it. And like, that's my favorite. That's my favorite hops. My favorite hoppy beers on the market right now. I can't do 9 pounds per gallon of dry hop. Like, no thanks.
And as a brewer, it's not really cost effective. And if you don't drink it in 3-4 weeks, you might as well just dump it down in the sink. Now, Jordan, you're an IPA guy. Yeah. I mean, I see Jordan has his Monkish Mondays, and he's always got the juice.
Yeah.
But what attracts you to that type of flavor? What is it about it?
Different hop blends. Seeing the alcohol balance they can get with the high alcohol, with flavor, lower alcohol, bigger flavor. Just kind of comparing all the components, seeing mosaic with this and that, just everything, and they're trying to see the balance that they're trying to achieve, which most of the time they don't. You don't get it. Mm-hmm. But I just like to see the hop combinations and what, just what they can do. Some of them I like to see the pushing of the envelope, how far they can take it with the hops. And don't get me wrong, I'll do the lactose. I'll do all that. It's not my favorite, but I will get in there just to see them push the envelope to see how far it can go.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some weird tired hand stuff where they're using charcoal and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, there's guys that are smoking a little bit too much. Something I think they do tree bark and this.
The hippie lettuce.
Yeah, they're wild. They're wild.
Jordan, since you've been identified as an IPA guy, West Coast or New England? What's your favorite?
Well, nowadays I'm the juice guy. I like the juice, but you still got to go back every now and again and get a nice West Coast, bitterness. Like my wife, that's what she likes. She likes the bitter West Coast. She wants hops in her face, like you're chewing on them. Like that's. So I still enjoy them, but I got to go East Coast, New England. That's me.
Mm-hmm. So Bob Jenkins, one of your customers, commented that Keg Barrel Homebrew Supply is awesome. Gina, Scott, and John have been instrumental in my learning how to homebrew. have been very kind during his dumb times of learning, which is the biggest compliment you can pay somebody. Thanks so much. We'll definitely be back soon. See the brewery in the back. And he says, P.S. need another big brew day soon. That's Bob Jenkins, one of your customers. That's a testimonial.
AHA Learn to Home Brew Day is November 7th. So you might find a lot of things going on, probably a lot of YouTube, a lot of virtual stuff probably going on November 7th.
I want to circle back to the IPA thing real quick.
Yeah.
So Scott, Vic, whomever, make one of those big, juicy Northeast IPAs, is that translating to home brewing at all? I feel like I don't see them. Is it something that you can do?
Well,
or
Yeah, I mean,
this is what I'll say. One thing is on the IPA, I've never brewed an IPA. The closest I've got is a pale ale. A lot of times I think as far as the brew side, some home brewers might disagree with me. It might be generational. Jordan likes IPAs. He's got younger taste buds than me.
All right, Scott.
Just a little.
So, Scott, people are coming in. Obviously, that's what have got them back into beer.
Yeah.
Are they brewing this kind of beer at home?
I think there is. They are. The taste buds kind of. The industry has turned that out, and now some of the homebrewers are starting to pull their stuff back out and trying it. Some different styles too. With some of the new electronic stuff that's online, the Foundry by Anvil, the mash and boil, stuff like that. Getting rid of all this big equipment that would take 5, 6, 7 hours. Now you can break that down into 7. The stuff's being, you got Whirlpool arms on now. You have different hop spiders, Imperial and Omega yeast coming out. So now you're getting these different yeast strands that we didn't have, or why yeast didn't focus on. So you're really starting to be able to make a little bit more commercial style and some of the funk stuff that you couldn't do 5 years ago when homebrewing was real strong. So again, if you know your store and you have a good homebrew shop, again, online too. I mean, everybody was big Northern Brewer guys. And there's some other people out there now too. Agreed. I mean, but that's the difference, and we still see that. I bought this online. I saw a quick flash sale, and now I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it, or I didn't put this in right, or they still bring that batch in, and they're like, "Here, try this. What do you think?" And it's like, well, I really didn't know what I was doing, and that's kind of where we're back. We're getting back into that again, which either they don't know what they're doing or what they had. They come back, they see that I do have the stuff in stock. And then we actually sit and talk about it. Either myself or say John or Tom or one of the other guys that are here. Scott, he brews at Westville Brewery, so he's here on Fridays and Sundays. So you literally are talking to a guy that's brewing on a commercial end, and he's still helping out in a homebrew shop. So we have a wealth of knowledge here. So if we don't, like I said, if whoever's here at the time can't answer that question, we have somebody that will. And I just want to refer back to all the different hops that we have. I mean, we're 40 plus hops. I mean, stuff that just isn't what's basic online that you can get. Or in an ingredient kit. If you're like, oh, I normally like to make this, but I'm looking for something a little more citrusy, or I'm looking for something, that it's got pineapple. We can find that. We have those options. So that's where it gets that creative, almost being like a chef again is coming back, and I think that's the homebrewers are starting to do that more.
Great selection there.
We didn't talk about where you're at and how we can find you over there at Keg Barrel. If we're all the way 30 minutes in, and I haven't even given out the address. Tell us how we can find you, where you're at, what your hours are, and that kind of thing. Okay.
We're in Berlin, New Jersey, which is literally dead smack in the center of South Jersey. You can get to us off 73. You can get to us all. We are on the White Horse Pike, 170 White Horse Pike. It's honestly pretty easy. You can get from Philly. We're 20 minutes from Philly. We're half an hour, 40 minutes from Atlantic City. There's literally a direct route. It's really not difficult at all to get to us. Hours are Tuesday to Friday. We are 11 to 5. Saturdays and Sundays, we're 10 to 4. Everything can be online. You can prepay online at midnight. You can put your batch together on midnight on the online site, and then just say, I want to pick up tomorrow at 12. It's already ready for you. It's waiting for you. You can prepay for it, and all you have to do is pick up and roll. So it's better than online shipping and having Amazon drop it all for you.
We'll have links up on the website. You can go on our Facebook page. He's all over the place, Facebook. The website is really well done. And our friend over there, Shoreside Brewing Company, the mystery brewer, he says I don't drink enough homebrew. Well, dude, tell me where. I hear good things.
Tell him to drop some things off. Yeah.
Hey, man, all the beer comes to me, man.
Yeah. I like your style.
I have to listen to you down there?
No, I don't want you at my house. But Shoreside, I just want to make it real quick. So tomorrow, he's writing a series on us about building a brewery. And I didn't even tell him yet, so he's hearing it for the first time. We're going to put out the third part of the series tomorrow.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's that?
I'm talking to Shoreside.
Are you? Shoreside, the invisible brewer, that man who, he's like Voldemort. You can't say his name. I just said Voldemort. But anyway, we're going to have an article up there tomorrow from him. Jordan, I want to get back to you real quick. Circle Liquors, what do you got new going on over there?
We're actually rearranging. We're getting ready for Christmas, so we're kind of, we're already jumping ahead. We got to plan that far ahead, so we're switching the whole store around. So as far as beers coming in, they're still coming. I'm not posting as much because we have that going on at the moment, but just know the front cooler is always stocked with new rotating items. You can see them at Circle Liquor Brews. I'll try to get there as I can on Instagram to post, but I'm going to keep them stocked and keep them rolling. So we'll have what you want.
And just like going to Scott's shop, you go to Circle Liquors, and not just Jordan, you find him, he'll walk you down the aisle, ask you what you like, and get you into something. Everybody there is really knowledgeable. They really understand palate. They understand what to move people to. I don't know how many times I can tell you I've been there with somebody, because Jordan says, my husband drinks Coors Light. Is there something here local that we can try? And I watch him, do his voodoo with people and show them how to drink beer. And I think that it's become infinitely better as Jersey's become a better beer place. I mean, think of where we were 3 years ago and look at what's on the shelf. We got Toppling Goliath on the shelf. We got, stuff, Sean Lawson stuff, Vic's best friend, Sean Lawson we got stuff on the shelves that we used to drive hours and hours and hours to get.
And that relationship kind of goes back to what Scott said. It's more about what the customer comes in and they want, and you help them with that. You move forward with that. Let them approach you and say what they want, and then go from there. And that's how you build that relationship.
Yep.
And I also say that we have all that stuff, but I guarantee you, as being a New Jersey beer like I am, and Scott like he is wearing his Mike Kivowitz official NJCB hat that I have, is that you can find a Jersey beer that fits that bill for just about everything that's on the shelf there. That's as good, if not better, with a few exceptions. Like, I don't think you can find a Heady Topper clone anywhere. I mean, I get Heady and Focal whenever I get it. I think it's a hard thing to copy. And Treehouse stuff is a real hard thing to copy. But some people out there are coming close. I mean, there's some guy up there in Lakewood that's doing a hell of a job right now with some of these IPAs.
I was going to taste one of them too. I was thinking about that.
I mean, there's guys all over the state and that are really figuring that part of it out. Which
Heady Topper is number 4 on the Zymergy list.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go Vic's annual Zymergy rant. Okay, where he disagrees with everything.
I think it was 5 last year. Actually, the top 5 this year are the same.
Okay, so what is the Zymergy list? Tell people what the Zymergy list is. If they don't know what it is.
Is the American Homebrewers Association magazine. Every year they do a top beers. Based on AHA members, etc. And I was saying before the show, I was saying sometimes these are great beers, but it's sort of like it's great beers, but it's sort of like the Emmys where you get the same people winning every year.
That's because they deserve it.
Number one is Bell's Two-Hearted Ale, and
often imitated, never copied.
Pliny is number 2.
That's
Pliny
a crime.
The Elder. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which I would always put that on my top 10 list, honestly.
That's a great beer. That's a great
beer. Actually, there's 5 different ones, and I am pleased to see at number 7, Boulevard Tank 7 Farmhouse is there.
Yeah.
It's great to see. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great beer. Wow.
That's awesome. Only one of the founders' breakfast stouts are there, though.
KBS or CBS?
KBS is there.
KBS is a great beer.
KBS, CBS, and the regular breakfast stout were all there. So
yeah. And Vic hates every one of them.
Old Rasputin is on there. So I don't know.
But I think it's nice to see some new stuff on there.
Yeah.
But the stuff's on the top 10 list because, so think of the national presence though, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Bell's is pretty much a national brand now.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Boulevard's pretty much a national brand.
Mhm.
I mean, we couldn't get some of this stuff. Founders, I mean, we couldn't get a lot of this Founder. So let's zip back 5 years ago. We wanted to get a KBS. You needed to be there the day it was out.
Yep.
Cool.
We had people waiting for the truck. We had people outside sitting there waiting for the truck.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you, and, so just to complete what we're drinking tonight, Scott, what are you guys drinking over there? You had something interesting.
Tone Woods Still Night. It's a session stout. Pretty much just came online. Funny story. When Eli came back from Colorado, literally he knew Jack and he knew Dan Borelli from Chimney and brought him to the shop. And he bought his 1 barrel Ruby Street from us before he even had Tonewood built. So, like, I've known Eli since he's gone through his whole run. So anytime he has a beer that comes out, he has a saison that literally blows my mind anytime he makes it. I know he had some in some oak a little while ago. I don't even remember it coming through the brewery. I don't know if it was just such a small batch, but that for a local South Jersey guy, I mean, that's, I have nothing to say. I always have something good things to say about him and his brewery.
Their brand is great. And what's nice too, you guys are kind of that area, the Berlin Acco area in general is starting to really pop up there. You got Berlin, you got Acco, you got Brotherton. You guys
just came online, with their new. I haven't been there yet, unfortunately, but
I went there with Dan a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list in the next week or two.
Yeah, and I mean, and then Hamilton is right down the street. It's an area that kind of needed to fill in, and when you guys are open there, it's going to add another thing. Berlin's been there for quite a while. Acco's been there for quite a while, but there was kind of a lag. Just you're kind of out of the way. But now with having Brotherton there and, the 3 Hamilton breweries and some great distilleries, I think that we're building that alcohol trail here in South Jersey. Yep. And Berlin is really becoming a big part of that. So
it's not enough to just make good beer. You have to excite people. And when you get 3, 4, 5 breweries within a few miles, you get people's attention. You excite people. You get people wanting to come out to you. You become a destination, and that's what we're looking to do here. When it was opening 2 miles away, I lost my mind. I was like, yes, great. I love Brotherton's beer, and they're great guys over there too. So I'm really, really hoping to work with those guys directly at some point. It'd be great.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see that down here in Cape May County with the 11 brewers I hear. As I mentioned before before you guys came on, they're brewing a beer to benefit the Habitat for Humanity down here. All 11 breweries are involved, and it's the first time that I can remember that many breweries came together for a project like this. We have Friendsgiving. We had a couple other brewery things. The Pink Boots girls did some stuff. But this is, I know, to have all the breweries in the county do that, I think it's really nice, especially during COVID. We've been asking a lot of our breweries for doing stuff for free. There's been 3 big collabs since, the Sierra Nevada collab. We had the All Together collab, which benefit Brewery Strong tremendously. We had the Black is Beautiful collab. I mean, I don't think everybody understands that these people are not making any money off of this beer, and they keep going back and doing more and more and more. That's the community that we're involved with. That's the community I want to be involved with. So shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's about that time, boys. We're going to have to wrap it up. I got to go celebrate with, finishing that major. It was like getting a major award. It was pretty cool. I won $6 in DraftKings this weekend, and I was so excited. This is so much better. So, Scott, guys, thanks for coming on. Thanks for helping sponsor the competition. We hope you can make it out to judge. The judging is going to be on November 16th. I did want to mention we're going to extend the entry up into the day of the drop-off at Garden State. So if you're a little late, you're a little worried that you're not going to get on time, we're going to extend the entry up to, I think we're going to call it the 10th. Was that what we're going to call it, Vic? To November 10th?
Yeah.
We're going to extend the entry to November 10th. We have a lot of interesting stuff that I cannot wait to try. And Jordan, I'm going to expect you to be out there judging.
Absolutely.
And a lot of our friends. We're going to have people within the business and brewery owners and brewery personalities that will be the judges. So you'll get a fair shake on what you put out there. You'll get good feedback from people that work in breweries that can tell you, hey, maybe if you did this a little bit better, this is the mistake I used to make. Maybe if you do this now, it'll make the beer a little bit better. The positive feedback is great. It's a very communal spirit, and we're hoping to get we got quite a few entries, but we're hoping to get some more to raise money for that organization. I'm so happy to be a part of. So,
John,
guys, yes.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Don't forget to check out the old breweries that you love and you may have forgotten about, like Tuckahoe, and check out the new ones, like the Seed. You can get cans at tomorrow. Yeah,
absolutely. Go out and see something new. I mean, social distance, wear your mask, go find something new, bring it home and share it with your friend, share it with your children. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, come back and have a beer, grab some food while you're out and do that. So, Vic, do you have any closing statements you'd like to make?
Closing statement, just one thing, GABF was actually last week. There was Kane won for their Night to End All Dawns. They won for Barrel Aged Strong Stout. So congratulations.
So for the lovingly called Antied, I do believe that our friend Mr. Matt Ziegler was in on that original concoction. Matt at Zigmeister, and I might be putting him in a corner here, but I'm pretty sure he was one of the guys that helped originate that recipe. If I'm wrong, sue me, but I think I heard that.
Okay.
Or just maybe my old brain just making something up. If it is, I apologize, Michael Caine, from the bottom of my heart. And Matt, it just means that I think that much of you to make such a great beer. But I do believe that he was working or had something to do with it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So what? It's the internet. Nothing's true.
No.
Anyway, guys,
otherwise, happy Halloween, everybody.
Go see Scott and Gina and the gang over at their Keg Barrel Homebrew Supply. Order some supplies online. Make some beer. Make some wine. Get them with your questions. We're going to leave it at that. We'll see you next week. Happy Halloween, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
Thanks,
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers, everyone.